Hello and welcome back to the TheDropOutDragon. Today we're going to be taking a look at the red Hilted Halberd. Here's the build, and it's gone. There we go. Red Hilted Halberd. So this moveset is not very varied. It's very one-trick pony with its spacing and its R1s into these pokes. You can do a lot of damage really quickly. They do stun, so you can poke and then poke again, and you can put yourself into a hyper armor with the sword art, which is nice, which separates this halberd from a couple of the other ones. And it's kind of nice. I enjoy this weapon only because I'm able to space so well against other people. It makes me pretty happy. I was recording before, and I ended up running into a guy who just chugged on me, and the fight literally lasted like 7 minutes, and it wasn't any fun. He maybe hit me like once, and it was just kind of boring. So I decided to redo it, and here we are, back over here trying to summon up some stuff. So how do you play with this weapon? Let me tell you. You space a lot. You play very passively, but you have the range to make up for it. So you won't be very aggressive with this weapon, but you will be able to hit people in their rolls. You'll be able to punish their movement. It's a very punishing weapon, and it can do a lot of damage if you time your attacks right. You can even counter hit them for quite a bit. I have hit people in upwards of range of 600, and that's just on one hit. Now normally that happens when it's two-handed, so I don't know if there's anything different between that and the regular R1s. So, but the two-handed, pretty good. The one-handed, pretty good. I like the weapon. It's kind of hard to put pressure on people, but you know what? It's a lot easier than a greatsword. I can tell you that right now, because they're afraid of their range. They respect your range. So let's see what we got here. I've got myself a nice little shield, so I can casual it up. He's thinking about it. That was interesting. I wouldn't go with a charged R2, but he was. Oh, you're doing it again. Oh, I wouldn't go for it, but that's why he hit me, right? But then he got backstabbed. So was it worth it? That's the question. He got real greedy there. I'll go with that. Let's see if it clips him. You want to do it again? You want to do it again? I want to see if I can roll backstab that. No, he doesn't want to do it again. He says, no, I don't want to do that again. And he says, I want to get parried instead. So there we go. So there you go. We learned something new. Watch out for those charge R2s. GG guy. So you kind of space out your opponent. You make him respect your distance. It's kind of what these weapons are all about. These long range weapons. Spears are kind of like that, but I find spears are pretty easy to punish for some reason. I mean, they're very weak in this game, moveset wise, as opposed to the other ones. A lot of people ran for spears, thinking, oh, you know, they're so good, and I know what I'm doing, and spears are R1 spam. I'm the best. But in this game, it doesn't seem to be that great, and they're super easy to set up parry. You just kind of look at them and go, okay. So I kind of prefer this one. They're a little bit more delayed than spears, so you can catch people in the rolls. I like it. I like it a lot. So I don't know. That's kind of my personal opinion. I mean, really and truly, you're gonna go with what you like. But I feel like if you're gonna go for a long-range thrusting weapon, I think the halberds are much better. And I have this sword art to go with it. So if I really want to trade with somebody and make sure I get my little two-hit off, then that's the way you do it. So, but punishing this weapon, it's kind of difficult unless you're using like a katana. Katanas do really good against this weapon. Dark sword. Okay. It's fun today. People are fun. People are fun. They take a long time to do things. They just stare at me for long periods of time. It's a fun day. Yeah. Got you. There you go. Open up your emote thing. There you go. Do some gestures. Are we fighting? Or are you just standing there? We're just standing there. Come on, guy. Would you? Oh, making sure you got your buffs. Okay. I have mine equipped because I was ready for PvP. But take your time. Take your time. We good? You want to stay in the corner? No? Yes? Maybe? He doesn't know. He says, I read on Reddit the Dark Sword was pretty good, so I'm here now. He's like, I read that somewhere. I read it somewhere that it was pretty good. And see, I'm able just to space him out, catch him in his rolls, and see, we'll trade right there, but that's okay, because I have the damage to back up a trade, and the health at the moment. He's switched shields. There we go. I'll just clip him. I don't actually have to do the riposte. I can just clip him right there. So I'll do the kick and then hit him and hit him. It takes longer to actually do the riposte animations. I figure, we'll just get rid of him as quickly as possible. As quickly as possible. Thanks for the good game, Mr. Darksword. We're at the point where most normal people who play this game, people who aren't as interested in PvP as some of us might be, they're getting into PvP, so it's going to be an interesting time. They'll be using a lot of the weapons that they read were good. They're going to be talking and doing things that they heard about, and they're going to try themselves, and you get fights kind of like that. No, I'm not trying to disrespect the guy. I just, man, it's a serious gap here in the player base, is where these people who have no clue what they're doing, and then there's people who have every clue of what they're doing, and it feels pretty mismatched. And you're going to have a lot of people who are complaining about things that they think are OP or bad or whatever, and they don't actually know what they're talking about. All right, we got another buff, so I'll buff too. That's kind of my rule. I'll buff if you buff, because the resins are pretty strong. So we'll see what we got here. We have a washing pole. Okay, tracking on this is very good, as you can see. Okay, he wants to do the running attacks, which is fine. Fine by me. Oh, nice. There you go. Ah, we want to trade, huh? All right. Well, we can do that then. There we go. Try to do a wake up. Didn't connect. That's okay. It's kind of hard to get that wake up. I haven't figured out the timing for it, but everything else I feel pretty solid on. So I have this feeling that he's going to do a running R1. No, he's going to do a running R1 at one point and then just R1. And wow, you really wanted that, huh? My setup was bad, and he's gonna press that. He's gonna press that R1. I don't know if you guys know this, but that's the attack button, and he figured that out. He's ready. He's been watching some cool stuff. Okay. Not sure how I hit him there. Oh, no trade for me. Look at him go. There we go. GG guy. Katana spam. Good stuff. Good stuff. We're having a fun day, aren't we? But that's how you use the red halberd, really. You just kind of stay a little bit passive, get your shield up, start thinking about what you're going to do, and watch your opponent. They're going to fall into familiar patterns. They always do. Like that guy right there, he says, "Oh, I'm gonna running R1, and I'm gonna running R1 like this. I'm gonna run around in this little U pattern, and then I'm gonna running attack, and then I'm just gonna spam the shit out of it." And so you're able to determine when you're supposed to R1 to punish that kind of movement. A little bit difficult on some of the weapons with longer range, like the washing pole, but a little bit of practice, and you'll start enjoying this weapon. It's good stuff. If you're okay with its repetitive moveset, see, that's something that's turned me off to the rapiers, is that I don't know, this game over the other ones, I feel they're very repetitive, and I just get bored using them. I just don't want to use them that much. But this kind of suffers from the same thing. It's very, very spammy. You get in somebody's face, and then maybe it's, you get your 2-hit combo, and then they roll, and then you just do it again because you've just turned, and you have your good tracking, and they're like, "Oh no. How did you do that? This game sucks. It needs balancing from, please." And everybody goes and butthurt on Reddit, and then you never know. You never know what gets patched or nerfed or destroyed into oblivion. You could never know until it's too late. But yeah, we're just covering this as quickly as possible. Not one of my favorite weapons. Kind of a very good weapon. I wouldn't say this is like a top tier thing or anything like that, but I would say it's very good. And it can contend with weapons that are top tier if you play your spacing right. And if you've got yourself a trusty shield to say, "No, I don't like your running attack spam. Please stop. This is my safe space. Don't trigger me, please." It's very important that you respect and live my delusion online. Alright, so we have another katana. Oh, we got a buff. Alright. Oh, maximum honor. There we go. Got some of that honor going on there. So who knows what his pattern is yet. He just started. He wants to roll into me, which is interesting. He's got forward rolls. Oh. He's really ready to parry, but I'm not giving it to him. Just going to use my very good tracking. I don't know what happened there. We're just looking at each other like, yeah. Alright, now that was a little bit of a shockwave. That happens. There's a little shockwave after some of the weapons, and you can take advantage of that and knock them out and just give yourself some time to distance here. I'm looking at him and I'm thinking, there he goes. And I'll catch him in that roll right there. So, ta-da! Red Hilted Halberd. It's always good stuff, especially if you buff it. You'll feel pretty good. I mean, I don't typically buff unless it's like a themed build, like I've got a buff, or maybe I'm doing a chaos build or something, and I'm thinking, chaos fusion sucks, so let me go ahead and try to just do the fire buff, which looks fantastic, by the way. The buffs in this game look a lot better. I don't really like the ones that make the entire weapon, like the hilt and all that, the same color. I hate that. That was visions of Dark Souls 2. It was so ugly. But some of them look okay. Some of them look really good, especially the resins. The resins just put it on, and they look great. They look fantastic. All right, let's see if we get this guy in. I have blood all over my Durgan face. Oh no. All right, we got a straight sword. Yes. Yes, Morian blade. So we gotta be careful once we start whittling him down. I think he's using thorns on him. I saw like a hit out there. He's trying to set up parry. Not a bad decision. Parries in this against this weapon are very effective, seeing as how they're so telegraphed when they actually happen. Oh, no kick from me. That hurt. Okay, but I got him with that long range. See, he thinks he can space it, but he's got to be a little bit careful. So I'm kind of just getting in his face, letting him think he's okay, and then he rolls like that and gets hit. Really wants to parry. I'll go ahead and hit him right there. I'm not giving it to him. I want to bait out his kicks. And then turn around with the R2. There we go. That hurt his stamina. Nope, he's backing off. He knew it. And he's doing the grab attack. I'm going to punish that right there. That was badly spaced on his part. But GG, Purple Phantom. GG. There we go. And so there you go. That's the Red Hilted Halberd. You just get in people's face. You can do it two-handed if you want to put your shield down, which I'll go ahead and do for the next fight. Of course, it'll be the guy who's using something I definitely need a shield for, and I'll just do it two-handed. It's not much different, the one-handed and the two-handed, other than the R2s. So, I mean, there's really no serious distinction between the two, other than a little bit more damage. It doesn't seem like the R2 has more range, so it's not like you're really sacrificing anything just to hold it one-handed, and you can continue to pressure people with your shield up and catch them in rolls. So there's that. I mean, a little bit of turtle in here and there, that's for sure. All right, what do you got? You've got the Black Knight Halberd. Okay, oh, and a great shield. Well, we might have made the right decision to do this two-handed, so we can put some serious pressure on him, hopefully. Yes, 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 the Baus maximum honor. Alright, so he's doing the same thing. He's got himself two-handed. Of course, he's got the different moveset. He's got the one that has a little bit more range than I do, so we'll have to be careful. I will punish that. I will not allow you to just R2 in my face. Yep, get that on. Oop, and he clipped me there. So maybe we could try to take some advantage. There we go. Big damage, big damage. Take some advantage of our hyper frames. It's a very telegraphed move. It pretty much says, look at me, I'm about to spam a whole lot. He got the stun off, but that's okay, because we can catch him right there, put that pressure on him. He used a lot of stamina doing that, so he can just get in his face. So there you go. That's two-handed. Not a whole lot different other than the fact that I can't block. So there you go. There's that. And not a whole lot more to say about this thing. Just summary. Keep your spacing in check. Don't spam a whole lot. People will set up parry you. They'll just parry you right off the bat. I've had a lot of people just parry me right in my face, and it's worked because it's so slow, so they can time that really late, and they can get you. So remember that, and I hope you enjoyed. DropOutDragon is dropping out.